I was thinking the other day, when I was travelling back from having been in family court, that on that particular day, in that particular hearing, we'd been guilty of objectifying the one thing that we genuinely believed that we were looking after, because we'd objectified the children, and I need to talk to you about that. Run the intro. What's in the family unit, what is special to us? What's special to us is the family, is the children, obviously, is the family car, invariably, and the family pets, and they're the things that we value, and apparently, if you've got a dog, life is just rich and wonderful, and if you when you lose the dog, apparently it does leave you bereft of what to do, because of the sense of purpose that dog gives you. And when I'm working in family court, when we're working in family court here at McKenzie Picave, we obviously focus on, as does everybody in that court, the guys from CAFCAS and the members of the judiciary, we focus on the children, because obviously that's why we're there. Ultimately we're there to try and draw a resolution around the children. The problem that I'm now discovering, and maybe this is just too many occasions of being in court, maybe this is just one too many hearings, but the problem I'm finding is that we're not talking about the children anymore. We're not talking about some human beings that we love, that we adore, that we want the best for. What we're doing now is we're referencing them almost as if they are just objects that we can move around, objects that we can position wherever we want to. And so that objectification is something that's quite worrying for me, because the more I reflect on it, the more I reflect on the hearings that I attend, the more I think that, that is something that we're guilty of. And it does take me back to the thinking about the family pet and thinking about the family dog, because we run around chasing the family dog and just absolutely adoring the fact that he or she is with us, and we would never dream of objectifying the family dog, and yet we find ourselves in courts of law objectifying children. And I think the issue is possibly the fact that they're not there. There is another video that we've recorded that you'll find within our library where I talk about a hearing and a set of child arrangements where I was involved in just getting it wrong, and we explore the ramifications of what happens beyond the child contact order. And maybe that's something that you want to watch, but that issue and this issue are one and the same, in that because the children are not in the court, we do regard them as objects, and we do regard them as just something that we need to position, something that we need to fix, some contact that we need to arrange in order to be able to move them and position them where we want them to be. And what we forget about is that the reason we're all here, the reason that two parties are often locked in conflict, is because we love them, because we love the children, because what we each want in our own way, and each party may not agree, but what we each want in our own way is we want the best for those children, because we want them to enjoy their lives. And so by not having them in the court, and I accept all the reasons why they're not there, but by not having them in the court, we do lose focus. And we do, particularly in protracted hearings, protracted proceedings that have been running for years, we do lose sight of them. And they do just become one of the cogs in the wheels, in the machine that we are trying to get to work. And though sometimes as a result of that, we must get it wrong. Because we must position the object, the child, without actually fully contemplating the impact upon them, and perhaps the impact on their siblings of what it is that we're doing, and the impact upon the parents of what it is we're doing. What we're doing is as a court, is we're striving for a resolution. But if that resolution has been dragging on and has been running on for a while, some of that being because the court is guilty of being under-resourced and over-congested, because two parties are entrenched in their position. Because of all of that, we lose sight. We lose sight of the children, and they become little more than objects, and that's quite concerning, and that's something that has come to mind with me, and it's something that I will now reflect on as I go into future hearings, regardless of whether they've been running for a few weeks, a few months, or indeed a few years. And I'll reflect on the fact that what we're doing here, what we're trying to do as a collective of professional people with two estranged parents, is trying to do the best by the children. And the children are not an object. The children are human beings with emotions and with feelings and with wishes and desires, and dreams. And our role is to try and find the best way by which we can allow them to realise all of that. It's a concern of mine, and it's a concern of us here at McKenzie Picave, that possibly the family court, in the melee of being so congested and being so full, we are starting to regard children in the same way as we regard boxes that we just move around from one place to another. And that's something that we need to stop doing.
Come on. Good girl. Good girl, yeah.